Sometimes I feel like I'm swept up on a runaway train, and yet it keeps adding passengers. In this daydream, the passengers represent my work, and the train represents my mind. I'm traveling so fast that time is imperceptible. Details get blurry, and I don't see that a fixed belief keeps me on this ride. My ingrained belief of what a true physician looks like kept me living and breathing a life that didn't resonate with me anymore. I ignored any evidence to the contrary and just kept going. It may take a literal derailment in life through illness or change to pause and take stock of your beliefs, or you may just have a nagging feeling that something needs to change. What track are you on, and is it heading to where you want to go? Maybe it's time to make a little shift and adjust the tracks. Finding that shift is what today is about. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/11. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. I don't know about you, but I often think in metaphors. It's easier to illustrate my problems as a metaphor, and maybe others will get it. It really pulls everyone on the same page, right? See what I mean? I like the idea of a fixed belief being a runaway train. You're aware you're on a train, of course, but not so aware of what you're missing. Well, because you don't see it. Or maybe you do notice, but feel powerless to stop and change the direction of your life. So, how do you correct a fixed belief that's leading you off course? You have the power to change, and you absolutely have the solution within you. So, what is a real physician anyway? Years ago, maybe only 11 to 12 years ago at the time of this podcast, our family planned to move to a new state. I began a job hunt for a new position as an anesthesiologist. At that time, my kids were small, and after my second child, I had reduced my work schedule to 80%. So I still took call and I worked full days, but just a bit less. And this was a great balance to handle the stresses of life that I was going through at the time. One day during the job hunt, I distinctly remember a particular phone call from a large anesthesia group. I was playing phone tag with them and finally got a call back while I was driving, so I pulled over to talk. And I still recall the exact spot I parked in front of this stucco building on a bright sunny day. The message was callous and short from this person who sounded like they had better things to do. He told me I would be suited for the mommy track. In my silence, he pushed ahead. He felt the mommy track would be perfect for me as I would be guaranteed off by 4 p.m. and wouldn't take call. And it came with a large pay cut. The alternative was the full-time position, which is what I called about, described as the less desirable option because I would be away from my family. And the only thing he knew about me was that my family was moving and that I had 2 young children. If I was a man moving his family and 2 small children, would I also be sold the mommy track? I wondered. I was frustrated at the tone of that entire call and hung up with just a thank you. Now, I don't blame my past self for not speaking up. How can I? But I sure as hell know what my present self would say. And you may have a few choice ideas also. You see, I had a fixed belief that my job as an anesthesiologist had to be all or nothing. I felt that either I went back to a full-time crazy schedule filled with tough cases and call, or I downgrade to a mommy track with limited benefits, limited income, and in my mind, limited respect. I truly believed that to not work my butt off meant I was somehow less of a physician anesthesiologist. I had sacrificed so many hours and so much time and money for this job, I believed I had to sacrifice more, my family. What are some of your fixed beliefs? Maybe you believe you must prove yourself to others, or that you can't ask for help, or maybe you need to always just put your patients first. Now, fixed beliefs are a unique product of your gender and culture and upbringing and the institution of medicine. Think of one now. Now that you have it in mind, consider the following steps. First, your inner voice, I'll call her she, is powerful. So that call that I had was one of many turning points in my career and personal life too. I faced my own limiting beliefs square in the eyes. My inner voice said it wasn't all or nothing. So ask yourself, is this belief that you just thought of causing you anxiety, or does it just not sit right with you? Listen to your instinct and your gut feeling. Listen. The consideration that change is even possible opens up new opportunities. The second step is reflect and challenge your fixed belief. Who is telling you this is a fact? Is what you believe is the truth, or is it distorted? Look around for evidence for and against that belief. I looked around. I found other anesthesiologists that didn't work full-time in a hospital, and guess what? I thought they were amazing. In fact, I admired how they tailored their work life around what was important to them. And this in no way implies working full-time in a hospital is wrong either. Bless all of you who do that. The evidence of these other successful physicians reinforced my gut feeling that my fixed belief was not true. The third step to challenge your fixed belief is to develop a shifted or a new belief. You may need to step outside your comfort zone. I sure did. I shifted to a practice that had weekly pediatric days, which I previously avoided, but then I embraced it. And it was a little nerve-wracking at first, but I had a solid foundation and training. I just needed to apply it. So I left the hospital setting and over the next decade created my own schedule and outpatient practice. It was liberating. So think about what is important to achieve and how to get there, despite ingrained beliefs. Now consider what needs to change to get there. Sometimes just talking with someone can help you see a different perspective, and it may be eye-opening. I hope that you find your aha moment of a fixed belief that you hold. And remember, these beliefs don't have to define you. Changing them can be challenging and take time and effort, but break it down and take small steps towards a new goal. That'll help you manage the change. Open yourself up to new possibilities and think outside of your box. Listen to your inner voice. She already knows what is possible. So make a small shift, and the rewards will compound themselves as you conduct your train in a healthier direction. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.